What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I am Craig, and we have some major news in the charts. So make sure you stick around for the whole video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, make sure you tick your notification bells. Make sure you get notified when I post videos. Smash that thumbs up. I really do appreciate that. Take a second out, smash the thumbs up. It really helps the channel out. If you've been watching this channel for a long time, you understand that we have been calling all of this the whole time. So make sure you stick around for the whole video. Let's take a look at what's going on. So this is the Dow Jones. As you guys know, I'm looking for a target of at least the 30,700 point range. I do believe there's a good possibility this breaks and we continue down if we are in a long-term bear market like I believe to be. Now, everybody has been talking about inflation. I believe the inflation is just a fake inflation, and soon you'll see what I mean. But anyways, let's take a look at the chart, see what's going on. So we did close below yesterday. We closed below the center of this falling channel, and that right now today will lie around 33,330-ish. Let's see where the daily closes. If it closes below that, I believe we have much further down to go. Also, the DXY. So we had these targets in here on the DXY. We talked about this being the next resistance, and if that became support. So now there is a chance that we come down to retest this for support. It does not have to. This is the 4-hour chart, by the way. So my next target for the DXY is around the 105. I do believe we may get a rejection there and maybe range around in this area for a while. But for the big picture, that's not good for Bitcoin or any markets. As you guys know, I've been bullish for over a year now on the dollar, and we have done nothing but risen. Still the same thing we have been expecting. We had these two wedges here. You can see they played out the same. Now we have broken this high over here, and that's a 7-year high. That's December 2016, almost 7 years. We've broken that in the DXY. The next target is up to this area around 105. If that breaks and becomes support, the DXY is going to moonshot for a long time. That's why I said I think it's fake inflation, and that it's a good way for smart money to get out of the markets. That's why the markets will crash, get into the dollar and pump it. And at the same time, they're scaring everybody with the inflation, so everybody else stays out of the dollar. That's my theory. You know, you may have your own, or, you know, listen to somebody else's. I'm just sharing my opinions here on what I think's going on. And so far it has been playing out absolutely beautifully. Let's take a look at the weekly on this before we go into Bitcoin. So as you can see, it does look like a bull flag forming here. If this breaks, the DXY's next stop is up here around 120. Now that could take a year or so or more. But if you look at the big picture, the DXY has broken a long-term resistance way back here in 2014 and never went back below that. Very bullish in my opinion. So this is my long-term chart. This was the green here is the dollar, and we had talked about if there was going to be a good time to get back into Bitcoin is if we got rejected here. We did not. As you can see, we blew above that. This is most likely going to become support now and continue up. And every time the dollar bottoms is when Bitcoin top. The dollar bottomed way back here. That's why if you've been watching my channel, I called the 64K top. When we were back down at around 55, I said 64 would probably be the top, which I still believe that was the top. This was just a ABC correction that became a bull trap to get everybody bullish again, just to suck the money out of the market. Be careful, guys. There's a lot of people out here that really don't understand markets and think Bitcoin is just going to go to the moon. And I'm not saying that can't happen, but guys, you got to pay attention to what's going on in the real markets. I'm not saying that, you know, as you guys know, I think that around 2023 or so, middle to end of 2023, Bitcoin will probably bottom. And if Bitcoin does succeed, it'll be a moonshot from there. But I do think we have at least a year for a bear market. So this is the longer term chart. We are back above this fib here, but I honestly don't think it's going to hold. Let's look at the weekly. So on the weekly, you guys know I had talked about this hidden bearish divergence, which is playing out beautifully. we are going to get a weekly sell in the next 2 weeks if Bitcoin does not get past and close a weekly above 43,000 in that area. So keep a close eye on that. We are back below the RSI on the weekly. That is bearish. This was a bull trap, in my opinion. We talked about that. I did short 48. I told you guys when that happened. So if we look at this, I do believe, I know everybody thinks that Bitcoin cannot go back down past the $20,000 range. Might it hold? It may. I'm not saying it won't. As you guys know, I have my next target is the middle to lower $20,000 range. Now, if you look here, I've put an Elliott wave count in. This was wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and I believe we've completed wave 5. The supply indicator right here, you can tell where all the supply and demand was. We never broke down below it here. We broke down below it here and got back above it. We are now below it in the 5th wave. That's why I do believe this was 5 waves. Now, the reason I think we can go below the $20,000 range is because if this Elliott wave theory is true, usually the correction could go way down. I'm not even going to talk about those prices right now, but I don't believe it'll go too far down. I honestly don't think it'll go past the wave 1 if I'm correct with this count, but we'll keep an eye on that. And as you can see, every time this MA in the RSI turns around like this, it has a long way before it can pop back up. And as you can see, we are still on our way down. Every time we cross this line, Bitcoin capitulates every single time. So if we close the monthly below here, this month, below the 50, I believe it is 53.64 range on the RSI, that's going to be really bad news for Bitcoin, guys. Now, this is the Amazon compared to Bitcoin chart. I came out with this on December 2nd. If you go to my YouTube page, you'll see it pop up. So far, so good, playing out beautifully. That puts this, if we drop the same from this high to this high, or this low, I put it over here, that would bring us down to, again, the lower to mid $20,000 range. We've been talking about that range for a long time. If that holds and Bitcoin can hold that area and bounce from there, then maybe the Bitcoin bull market can continue. But if that breaks at any time, as you guys know, I'm looking for lower targets. We'll talk about those. If you guys are interested in trading, definitely check out Prime XBT. We're going to be doing our trading competition soon, and you can get signed up by using my Prime XBT link down below. If you use my promo code SAVVY50, that will get you up to a $7,000 bonus. SAVVY25 will get you 25% off your fees. You can use both those promo codes at the same time. You can also play in the contest section up here. It's totally free. You get free money to trade with. And if you win those contests, you actually get tradable money that you can trade and make real money. So it's a great way to learn the platform. Definitely check it out. There's also copy trading over here. You can trade Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, everything all from one exchange. Now here is the daily that we've been looking for. This is what kept me bearish. Once we had 5 waves down, 5 waves cannot be a finished correction. So I was looking for an ABC correction up, which we got. If we take the measured move of falling out of this rising channel or rising wedge, that gets us down to that, again, lower to mid $20,000 range. And we've been talking about this bear flag here. If we are to come down and break this 37,000 area, we're pretty much going to see that mid to lower $20,000 range. Now, here's the thing. We probably will get a big bounce there. And like I said, if it holds, that could be the return of the bull market for Bitcoin. But there's a good probability that we just range here for a while, maybe some months, maybe 3 to 6 months before breaking it. But if at any time this breaks, the next measured move is looking at this as the bear flag for approximately 6,500. Now, if you look at the Amazon chart, it shows it could go as low as like the $3,500 range. Not saying that's going to happen, but it's a possibility. If this breaks, we have much lower targets, guys. So just be cautious. The other thing I want to talk about is a possibility of a bull trap to pump up to this 44,000 range. I myself don't believe that's going to happen, but it is a possibility and something to watch out for. If at any time we break this up here around that $50,000 range, then you could get bullish on Bitcoin to around the $60,000 range. I've talked about that in previous videos. Now, this is the 4-hour chart. We talked about anytime breaking either one of these red channels here, we break the bottom, it's going to be super bearish. We break the top, it's going to be pretty bullish. If we zoom in here and look at what's going on, we have the same thing here. Here's the measured moves. Lower to mid $20,000 range is just a break of this 37,000 would get us down to here. And then we have that bull flag pull that could get us down to around the 6,500 range. Now let's take a good look at where we're at in the 4-hour here. I'm going to get that RSI off there so we can see it. We're getting rejected right now at the 55 EMA. We've got support around the 39,000. If that breaks again, we're looking to head towards that 37. If that breaks, guys, it's going to be pretty devastating to the bulls. Let's just say that. So anyways, that's what I'm looking at here. We also have the 200 EMA sitting around 41,100. Could we bounce up and get a tag at that? That is a possibility also. It would be a safe short at a break of this, I believe. Now, remember, if you do short here, you might get some wicks back above. So use low leverage if that breaks, just in case, you know, it goes back up. Make sure you have stop losses in place. But anyways, that's what I'm looking at here, guys. Be cautious, be careful. It's easy to lose a lot of money if you're just overly bullish, but keep an eye on all the markets, not just Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is controlled by the markets and the same people that the big players in the big markets. They know what they're doing and they know how to get the most money out of the markets. So be cautious, be careful, trade safe. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up, leave your comments down below. Share the video if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.